think like labor is periods on steroids.
Yeah.
Me, if I had my way, I'd have had a second child when my child was like 3, 4, you know?
Yeah.
We're definitely not planning on being pregnant within 2 years of marriage. We went to the gynecologist and she's like, oh, there are two eggs. And I was like, no. And then she's like, there are 2. I'm like, what do you mean? I even told Gabe, I was like, Gabe, I think I'm pregnant. And he's like, there's no way.
She got the light in her life. Her love never fails. She lives to walk right. And through her trials, so much grace. So much grace. So much grace. So much grace.
Welcome to the Mothers by Grace podcast. This is a podcast designed for moms that need a lot of support and a whole lot of grace. I'm Kadzo.
My name is Basho.
And I'm Charlene.
Yeah.
And today's episode, we're going to talk about pregnancy part 2. So before we start, I have one question. Actually, 2 questions. One is for Charlene.
Why are we laughing?
Where's the hair?
That's why I laugh.
Yeah, where's the hair? Tell us what happened
It's
to
actually
the hair.
upstairs.
Oh, really? Oh, you still have it?
I still have it. I'm gonna sell it. Is that weird?
No, people sell
do
that.
it. In fact, it's not
The
that
loctician didn't sell
people
it for
steal.
you.
No, I just nilienda kwa baba and I was realized I just cut it and then just shaved my head and I was like, oh shika, and I just took it. So I have my hair upstairs.
And the color?
What do you mean?
The color. You have color on your hair.
Oh,
Hajajiangalia. Ama she hasn't looked at herself in the mirror since she cut her hair.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
What about it?
Where
Why
did you
I
do
colored?
Yeah,
it?
like
You
where
did it
you
the same
colored.
place?
Yeah, the same spots.
Oh.
The same guy who cut it is the same guy who did the color and all that.
Okay.
Once I told him, this is what I told him. I walked in and I was like, I don't know what I want. I just know I want to cut my hair. And he's like, I got you. So it's like this, you can see this kid in like a candy store because he was so excited. He actually wanted to do silver. And I was like, okay, listen.
No,
Yeah,
it would have
silver
looked
for-
nice.
Silver.
Yeah.
My personality and silver. Even red is a bit too much. But like silver.
This is, I feel like it's orange red.
Yeah, that's
Orange
true.
red,
I told him ginger, and then he's like, "That's too safe." And he was like, "Okay, let me try." He literally was like a kid at a candy store.
Oh, that's nice.
But I loved what he did, though.
Yeah,
I
he
look like
looked
an
nice.
18-year-old with a peanut head.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's all right.
The girls, how'd they react?
My Zoe was like, "Ooh," like that's all she kept saying.
Yeah.
And touching my head, she's like, "Ooh," and then Eden was like, just staring at me,
Yeah.
like trying to figure out what's like. She noticed the difference.
Yeah.
But she's still like trying to like I can tell her brain was wacky.
Yeah.
Because she's trying to decode.
There's something
There's
different.
something,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's funny how they had completely 2 different reactions. But that's also their personality anyway. That's it's gone.
I love it.
So every
Love
now
it.
and then I'll be rocking a wig or 2 or coming up here with the alafu nikuja, I'm bald anyway.
It's fine.
It's fine. We'll take you as
we
you
love
come.
you the way you are.
As you come.
Thanks.
Are you planning on shocking us with your hair?
Why am I?
I think it's the theme of the season. I'm just asking.
We should all just shave our
looks,
heads.
looks nice. Ish.
Okay.
You've lost your subscriber.
Never mind.
But no, I don't know. I think you already know what I'm planning to do with my hair.
Yeah. You
So
guys
maybe
will have to wait and see.
I might color. Yes or no. I don't know if I'll do the same day though. We'll see.
Maybe I might
It
do
depends
it
with my man.
The
My
beauty
pockets.
of being black with 4C hair.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
It's
Yeah.
true. This time my hair cooperated.
Yeah, your hair looks so
Your
nice.
hair always cooperates, babe.
Sometimes you.
Your hair is so
Thank you.
yummy.
Thank you guys.
Anyway, enough about hair.
Yeah. So today we're gonna do part 2, and I think
What are we starting with?
Picky Picky Ponky, mother had a donkey. Picky Picky Ponky.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Mama twins.
Did you play that game?
Yeah.
See? I'm just taking
Mama
you back
twins.
to your childhood.
Do people call you Mama twins?
Not really.
Okay, I'll start calling you Mama.
You know,
Twins.
they actually call my husband Baba Twins more so than they call
Oh,
me Mama
Mama
but do you know
Twins.
there's a show on Showmax called Baba Twins. I don't know if it's a show or
Oh,
a
yeah.
movie
Really?
called Baba Twins.
I saw
Anyway,
it.
I
I sent
digress.
Shalina.
Yeah.
I saw it niliona kwa billboard back in the day.
Reel. Was it a reel
Yeah.
about that? The people who say, "Oh, I know someone who has twins."
Oh, yeah. And
I
it's
was like,
oh,
yeah.
that's me. I'm like, I know someone who has twins.
Yeah.
Charlene is just there struggling with her twins. Man.
Ay, it's all right.
So, tell us about your pregnancy journey. Did you guys plan it? Did you know, you're gonna have twins? Maybe Gabe was like, listen, we'll
How
be married
can
for
this be?
for X amount
has
of
to be
time,
TMI.
girl.
This podcast is already
I need to be a
TMI.
dad.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But no, we didn't plan it. They were gracious oops babies.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's something Rob says. Consequences of your enjoyment. It's
Wow.
You should actually meet him when he's frustrated. And it's just like, it's the consequence of her enjoyment. It's just like the baby. Okay.
Wow.
My sperm
Wow.
has rejected me.
Yeah, but I
Okay, guys.
let me tell you. I think we
PG.
just need to put Rob
we need
here.
For
mags.
context, Rob is Washo's husband.
Yeah.
Husband. We need mags, t-shirts, just phrases like Rob says.
That's actually really funny. Because it's true though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's consequences.
Enjoyment. It's like, so we were having fun. Wow. 2 weeks down the line.
Okay, guys. So much as
Sorry.
this needs to be edited.
It's okay.
Okay.
So Charlene, tell us.
Oh boy. Tulikuwa happy. What was the question?
Yeah, about your
About your pregnancy, if you guys had planned.
Oh yeah. Oh. I'm trying to bring back my brain. So no, our pregnancy or my pregnancy. Do people say my or we or our? I may say my.
It's okay.
Right. Mostly.
Anyway, our children were our gracious oops babies. We're definitely not planning on being pregnant within 2 years of marriage.
Oh, wow.
That was not
You guys are
planned.
blessed.
It's like one for each year of marriage.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a shock. So I don't even know where to begin exactly. But when we found out, I went to the doctor. No, I did my test. Found out I
Were
was
you
pregnant.
here? Sorry, were you here or you were elsewhere?
We were back in the US. We were staying with my husband's family. The basement. Boop, boop.
I have so many questions.
There's also so many questions, but it's okay.
This was back in America. We were staying with Gabe's family. We went on a road trip to celebrate his brother's birthday. This was in Vegas. So what happens in Vegas does not
Follows
stay
you to
in
Nairobi.
Vegas. It follows you to the different continent. Again, consequences of
Yeah, enjoyment.
Vegas manenos. Oh Lord, TMI. But anyway, so I took the test, found out I was pregnant.
Did you have symptoms? Or
I was mostly just really moody and tired and unmotivated to do anything. Like I literally just spent maybe 2 weeks in bed. I even thought I was sick, like I was coming down with something. And then after the 3rd week, I was like, okay, I'm missing my period. And then that's when I was like, oh, snap. So I took a test. I even told Gabe, I was like, Gabe, I think I'm pregnant. And he's like, there's no way.
Oh, there's
no way.
Way.
So we went to buy a pregnancy kit, and he was like there the whole process. You know how sometimes the women, like, they go buy a pregnancy test and then they surprise the husband.
Yeah.
No, we were just like, Gabe, I think I'm pregnant. Let's go buy a kit. Let's wait. Like, he was there through the whole process because again, we were not trying.
yeah.
But long story short, the test it turned out positive.
It was very positive.
Very clear lines. Very, not without a shadow of doubt.
Yeah.
It's funny how it was actually 2 lines that were very clear. Anyway, for context, I have twins. And then we ended up, I'm not sure how we ended up telling his parents. I think it was the same day we found out. But we were so distraught. And I imagine, like, my first thought was, I don't know how to feel. And then my husband's first thought was, I don't know what to think.
Yeah.
Because we're not planning. We're still living in my husband's family's basement because we don't have our own space. Like, we're still figuring out income and futures and, going back and forth trying to decide what to do. But by the grace of God, I found out I was having twins. And this happened when we went to the gynecologist, and she's like, oh, there are two eggs. And I was like, no. And then she's like, there are two. I'm like, what do you mean? And then she literally moved that screen thing, and she's like, 1, 2. Like, she was so tired of me because I was like, I was in disbelief.
Yeah.
And she was like,
no.
it's like I'm questioning her.
Yeah.
Competence.
Like,
It's like, but I just couldn't believe it. And she was like, turn the screen. She's like, 1, 2. And at the time during COVID, my husband wasn't allowed to go inside the hospital with me. So he had to wait outside the parking lot.
Yeah.
So for 8 months, he couldn't be allowed to go in. So all the ultrasounds, the heartbeats, like I had to, like, they obviously record it, or they sent it to my email and I showed it to him.
Yeah.
So when I walked out of the hospital and he to the parking lot, he saw my face. It wasn't fear, but it was shock.
Yeah.
And he saw me and he's like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll tell you when we leave. And then he's like, he literally guessed, and he guessed we're having twins. And I confirmed it, and he just laughed. And I was looking at this man like,
why are you laughing?
This is serious.
And to this day, he still says he can identify so much with Sarah from the Bible.
Yeah.
When God told him, you'll have a child.
Yeah.
And she was what, at 99, right? And she just laughed because there's that disbelief.
Yeah.
Where it's like you expect Sarah to have faith because God said.
Yeah.
But your human reaction is shock, or you just laugh because it's you don't think it can be this cannot be real kind of thing.
Yeah.
But long story short, from there on, Gabe's, I'm really, 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 really thankful for family because they stood by us. Gabe's family, to be specific, because we were living with them. Gabe's mom and dad, they were so supportive, so encouraging. They always wanted to know what they could do to help. So my pregnancy journey was made easier because of them.
Yeah.
And them just seeing me from this stick-looking figure girl to this woman carrying twins. They were just always supportive. They always brought me food, those little things that
help you when you're pregnant.
Yeah,
those
exactly.
Thoughtful things,
Exactly. Even though all I ate was beans and milk my first trimester, it was so weird. That's all I ate.
Okay. I had a craving for ndengu.
Ndengu and rice.
It's like umeleta Ukenya
but
huko.
let me tell you, acha nikwambie, there's nothing that slaps like ndengu and rice. You guys.
Can't when you're pregnant. It just feels
different.
like
it was like heaven.
Yeah.
I didn't need much. I just needed my
ndengu and
beans.
rice is a combo.
Child,
Yeah.
with a cold glass
And
of
githeri.
milk and githeri. Oh, and then I missed Chef Daz.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. I even asked one of my friends who was coming back to the US from Kenya to bring me like a whole bag of Chef Daz.
yeah.
That slaps when you're pregnant.
Let me tell
It
you.
just slaps.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, my pregnancy journey was it was very beautiful, but also full of anxiety. I remember telling, like, when we got the go-ahead to tell friends and family that I was pregnant, I remember looking into the face of one person and I could just see fear. Like, the fear of how is this... how I interpreted it. And it probably wasn't what was meant.
Yeah.
Was I just saw fear of, I don't know how this little tiny person can
Can carry two
full-
pregnancies.
no.
Yeah.
So that was the first time that my anxiety kicked in, and that's when I started thinking about miscarriage. I started thinking about like how many women have died during childbirth. So I went into this Google
high risk.
exactly
High risk pregnancies.
it was
Yeah.
so, and I found out I was actually under the high risk
Yeah, you was a
pregnancy.
high risk pregnancy. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die, or my
Yeah.
children are gonna die. So that was like my thought process, the entire like as soon as I saw this person's face, like from then on, there was no joy, to be honest. There was just no joy. There was constant fear of I'm carrying these kids and I want my kids. I want to hold them. Even though they were not planned, I still want to hold them. I want to see them.
Yeah.
I want to get to full time and have no issues.
Yeah.
And then what even made it worse was I started looking at statistics of African American or people of color. The statistics of how many of them make it to full time and how many women of color die in deathbeds in hospital back in the US. And I was actually really shocked. And then learning the history. When I tell you I went to a deep hole, I went to a deep hole because I started looking at history of how like African women or African American women or people of color are experimented on when they try to figure out how to do cesarean sections with, they were guinea pigs, no medication, they just died and bled to death. So race also unfortunately didn't help my nerves because one, I didn't grow up. I'm Kenyan. Like I didn't grow up worrying about race.
Yeah, because everyone is
we're all the same.
We are treated the same unless classism and we have our own issues. But like I never had
the color of your skin
was
doesn't
never
determine
a problem.
It was never a problem on whether I would get good healthcare or it was. So I started looking into Black doctors, like Black OBGYN, thinking they could be the ones who would treat me better. And by the grace of God, I did end up finding a woman of color to be my doctor, but I didn't have the best experience with the nurses. It was actually horrible. They ended up writing that I smoked weed in my...
Really?
Yeah. That I smoked marijuana in my portfolio. So even at the hospital when I was after I gave birth, I think it was the second stay, someone asked me, a doctor came and asked, was it a nurse? Someone came and asked me, so I saw this in your portfolio. And I don't know what exactly they wanted to know, but I was like, no, I've never smoked marijuana. Like, I've never, not, like, it was such a...
stereotype.
Yes.
I can't.
Yes. And I was like, I don't understand how you could... What? Like, I was so confused. And to this date, I still am because I don't have answers to it. Because I was like, one, I just gave birth. Two, I'm healing and I'm in pain. Three, I'm trying to breastfeed my kids and have milk come out. So you telling me this is like...
Not helping.
It's not helping. But overall, my journey was relatively, I don't want to say easy, but if I was to compare myself to a lot of women who have had harder times in their pregnancy, I would definitely say my pregnancy was relatively easier. But yeah, outside of being high risk and always getting the news of, one twin's abdomen is smaller, so you need to consume this much. And the fact that I used to eat like 5, 6, 7 times a day, like it was exhausting. Like I was not eating because I'm hungry. Like a lot of the times I wasn't even hungry because I have to.
Yeah.
So my husband and I couldn't even do it anymore. So my husband and I had to think of like, what liquid can I take that has the amount of nutrients needed for Eden, who is one who had an issue with the abdomen, so her abdomen can get bigger. And I found this, it was really, really expensive, but I had to do what we had to do for the sake of our children's health. So I used to down like maybe 4 bottles a day because I couldn't keep eating.
It was like a protein, shake type of thing.
I can't remember what it was called, 21 power or something like that. But it had a lot of protein that my kids needed, or especially Eden, needed to have her abdomen get bigger. But it was an on and off thing. Like, I tried so hard to remind myself of scripture, but like thinking of Philippians 4:6, like do not be anxious about anything, but in parents' application of it to the Lord, things like that. But I was so engrossed in fear of losing my kids. I was so engrossed in the fear of, what if my doctor does this, this, and this? What if they don't care about me because of the color of my skin? I know nothing about this country. Leave alone the information I'm finding is what's online and from what I'm being told. But there was so much fear because I'm like, everything here is new, including being pregnant. This country is new. This healthcare system is new. Me being pregnant is new. I had to figure it all out by myself. Like I had to figure out a hospital that I feel comfortable. Like my husband wanted to help and he did help, but at the end of the day, I needed.
Because you weren't going to the hospital. Like he wasn't allowed.
No.
And I was doing, it was a research I was doing because at that time Eddie and I were thinking about relocating. And I noticed that I think, is it states or I guess other places, you don't do checkups like the way over here. 5 weeks gone, 10 weeks, like every month you're going to the OBG. So I saw that it's different there.
It was.
Oh God, the anxiety. God.
It was. But the good thing, I guess it is a good thing with me because I had a high risk pregnancy. I had to go see my high risk. I had an OBGYN and a high risk specialist.
Oh, okay.
So he's the one I saw the most. And I saw my gyna whenever the high risk specialist was like, okay, then go for this screening but I guess it was a good thing that I had. It wasn't good that I was high risk, but it was good that I had a specialist.
Constant assurance.
Who was actually really so sweet. Like he was just older. He reminded me of a grandpa. He was so sweet and tender and was so encouraging because he could tell that I was overwhelmed without even me having to say anything. And he was also an immigrant. So we connected in that level, and he was able to tell me stores to go to, like go to this store to get this kind of medication or this kind of food or this kind of drinks. So I had someone to tell me, go here and
what
get
to do.
this. But man, I think it was just God watching over our family, because I don't think looking back, I can truly say that I didn't depend on the Lord. I think I would truly depended on what I can control, because I needed the control, but I didn't submit my fear and my anxiety to the Lord because I wanted to feel safe my way. And something that the Lord is constantly teaching me, even now that my kids are 2, is that I just have zero control over nothing. I have no control over anything. As much as I want to protect my kids from the outside world and from anything that would harm them, he's still constantly reminding me, Charlene, I have you. Submit to me. Like, your fears and your anxiety are not worth carrying because you can put them to the cross and you can trust and have faith that I am watching over you. So that's a constant reminder for me from the Lord. I just have to be diligent enough to discern his voice and listen to his voice. But that's a constant theme in my life right now.
I think I like that level of like honesty, saying that you actually didn't, because it's I think reminded me of my second pregnancy. I'm laughing because earlier, now this is for you guys. Earlier we were talking about like pregnancy, and I was like, my pregnancy, and it hit me. I've been pregnant twice.
Right.
And it's funny because in my second pregnancy, I think, my God, one, again, it was an oops, not expected.
Consequence of enjoyment.
And then
hold on. Do you guys think that should be in a t-shirt? Please let us know. Or mugs. Because that would be hilarious.
Enjoyment.
Comment below. We'd love to know.
I think I didn't really trust God. Okay, there are times I did, but there are times I didn't. And for me, I was so anxious because you know, the whole narrative of having 2 kids is a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's, if you Google everywhere, that's the whole narrative
Yeah.
that you get, that it's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
And you kind of also think about it because you have, I have a boy who's like really attached. My son is attached, attached to me.
Yeah.
And now having another kid, trying to figure out, oh my God, I need to give this one attention. I need to give this one this. Like there's always, like, I think my mind is constantly racing. And even till now, I still have that. Like it's not, yeah, it's been a struggle trying to, what now, what even God has reminded you
Right.
is being still. Like for me, it is a struggle till now.
Yeah.
It's such a struggle because I'm just like, okay, you have this, you have that, you have this, you have that. And I don't know if I fully enjoyed my pregnancy with my second born. I don't know if I did. Like I was just thinking about you saying that, and I'm like, I don't think I did. And I feel bad to say that because, like, I don't know. Like the first trimester was my first trimester with her was a lot because the usual nausea, but hers was like on an overdrive. Then I think now the second and third, I don't know if I really did. I feel like it's like I can't remember. And
You
I
never
feel,
used to talk about your pregnancy.
exactly. I
Actually.
never used to talk about
You
my
just
pregnancy.
go, how are you today?
Yeah.
And then what should make this person?
I know.
Nico too.
It's sad. And I don't know. Okay. Yeah, but I feel like,
Was it because you were overwhelmed with the idea of two under
yeah,
two?
I think I was overwhelmed with the idea of 200 and so many other things. And oh God, okay.
Oh, it's
Babe.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also not having not having a job also was
Yeah.
also stressful because in my head I'm like, guy, you're pregnant again. What are people going to think? What is your, yeah, like,
And I think there was also that external pressure,
yeah,
that you are constantly dealing with from,
yeah, yeah,
external forces.
external forces. And I'm just like, I can't, like, I don't think I really, thank you, I really enjoyed the pregnancy.
Yeah.
There are times I think I really don't think I fully immersed myself into it. Like I can't remember. Look, I even didn't like take photos because with Kalel I literally used to take photos. Like, oh, this is week what.
Yeah, it's true.
Like with this one, I actually didn't. But I was very intent. At least we did a pregnancy shoot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
I actually feel like you're starting to enjoy your second born now.
Yeah.
Because
I
even
am.
the
true.
first
I
half
see
of
that.
postpartum, it looked, Rob was one who was more excited.
Yeah,
And obviously, I guess because it's a girl, but
yeah.
But you're doing so well, Mama.
really
Like
are.
you're even if you get anxious and you still learning how to be still, like from an outside person looking in,
Yeah.
like there's so much grace
Yeah.
in how you go about loving your two kids.
Yeah, it's true.
There's this grace you
Yeah,
carry. Like you
yeah.
can't even tell that you struggle with certain things because there's so much grace. And I think that's just the Lord anointing you with that,
I think
with that
so.
grace.
I think
you
so.
know?
There's something actually God told me this. I think it was on Saturday, and He told me that when you pray to God, when you're going through a certain circumstance, it's not, God doesn't empower you for the circumstance to change. He empowers you to go through the circumstance.
Yeah.
Like it has to, you have to go through it. Because if you keep on changing, if you pray for God to change your circumstance, which He actually eventually does, you'd end up thinking like God is like a superhero. I'm like, yeah, save me now. Where's
Yeah,
the place
it's true.
of you working out your own salvation?
It's true.
Yeah.
I think when you're saying that, the picture that came to my mind was there's a soldier and you're going to war. So either you're going to war and you're, let's say, at like the here's a gate, you're standing here and you're going there. So you pray to God, you're like, God, this is a situation. I'm seeing those guys, there's fire, and I need to walk through. And maybe you don't have the proper shoes. He'll give you, let's say, shoes. Or he'll dress you with the armor that you need to go through it and succeed. Let's say you don't have swords or guns or whatever. That's what he's gonna give you. But you'll still have to go through it. But the difference is you now have what you need to get through that particular.
Yeah. And a lot of the times, all it takes is faith.
Yeah.
Because honestly, when I think of, and I don't want to make it sound so superficial or shallow, but if I think of scripture, which is very rich, like when I think of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were told to bow down to this false god and they said no, and they see a furnace, you know, like immediately fear should grip our hearts, as is natural, like a natural response to anything that's, you know, not comfortable. Or but their response is like them even just being in that fire because they refuse to bow down to any other god but Yahweh, and the fact that God met them in that furnace. Do you know, to me, I literally picture, like, my kids' children Bible has this image of this, the fire, the furnace, and the three men, and then this angel obviously being Jesus in the picture, and that visual stays with me because it's so intense. But like sometimes I think just, and there's this quote I saw maybe in 2018, and it stuck with me to this date. And I wish I reminded myself of this when I was pregnant as well. And it said something along the lines of, Lord, may you bring our sorrows to weep and our joys to sing. And it's like, Lord, I desire to have my faith be so anchored in you that even in a fiery furnace, like knowing that I'm going to be persecuted, or knowing that I'm going to walk in fear, or knowing that I'm not going to be still, Lord, I still want to trust in your goodness and in your mercy despite my circumstances. And I want my sorrows to sing, and I want my joys to weep, you know? So that always just stuck with me to this date.
I think when you said that, I don't know if I said this last time, because I've also been going through Daniel. The aspect of, I think I wonder if Daniel knew, if they knew that Jesus was there, like, or the angel was there,
Like physically?
Yeah. Did they know, or because it says that they were walking around. So in my head, I was reading, I'm like, were you guys praying? Were you guys singing? Because some versions say that they were singing, some versions say. But I'm trying to wonder if they knew. Let's say they didn't know that God was there with them. It brings me to the place where I'm thinking that even with what we went through, he was there, but probably because of the fire that was surrounding us, we didn't realize it. But we walked through, no suit, nothing. We walked through it.
I think it's you know, it's easy to, we read the word, it says, do not be anxious, do not be fearful. But vitu kwa ground it's different. So it's the place of taking what you read and taking what you read and your experience and finding and just having that faith. Like, I don't think there's no and you know, it's not faith for it's not faith akili, it's not your mind, it has to be here. It's faith from your heart. And I think that's one of the toughest things, because I think as humans, we want to control. Like with your story, you wanted a child immediately. Like, if you had your way, like, you would, I don't know what you'd have done. You'd have even gone for IVF. Yeah, you know, if it were your way, you'd have done that. And even for like you, Charlene, you didn't think you'd you'd be pregnant in 2 years. Like, if you had your way, you'd have enjoyed Galamanted in
maybe
the
nice when you're
US.
like, maybe we should think about it.
Now is when,
definitely not in Vegas.
Like, if you had your way, you would would have been your story.
Yeah.
Me, if I had my way, I'd have had a second child when my child was like 3, 4,
Yeah.
Because that's our ideal.
Yeah, that's
It's
our
true.
whole, ideal picture of what even pregnancy and the whole journey, like from pregnancy to childbirth to motherhood and all that. Yeah, if we had our way, we'd have wanted things to be like that.
And that right there is idolatry.
It is.
Because we want to be the god of our own lives. We want to control the
true.
narrative of
Charlene,
our
when you
past.
did.
But it's true.
That's the Israelites.
I don't think
That's
I've ever thought about it like that. Wow.
It's true. Because
We're the Israelites.
Yeah.
It's like we have everything that like God
it
has
has to
clearly
be like
said.
this and this and this, and God's like,
He sent prophets. He's given us His word, but we still want to make a calf idol because something.
That's what you're used to.
That's what we want.
Or that's what the world tells you.
or it's easier. I think
With
sometimes,
shiny and glamorous.
I think sometimes there's a time I was praying and I was just telling God, bro, okay, no,
bro.
don't judge me.
up?
Don't judge me about my prayers. It's like, bro, like, sometimes I just wish I could just see you like this, like the way I'm seeing this microphone.
Yeah.
Because I think it would just give me, I don't know, a confidence like no other.
Yeah.
And when I think of such circumstances, I'm like, I honestly believe we all need to be like David, because that guy talked to himself. When David was like, be at rest, oh my soul.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe if we were like him, because sometimes you read Psalms and like, I think this girl's depressed.
He was 100%.
I'm like, dude, you are so depressed.
100%.
Because
100%.
it takes me back to the times, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I think because my husband doesn't do it. But and there are times I'd be so pissed. I just find myself talking to myself. I'm like, listen, I just can't. I'm just over this. I can't do this. I'm just
Talk yourself down.
What is the problem?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I honestly feel like we need to, in all situations, even motherhood, and I've really been trying to do it like the past few weeks because my son has just been going through almost wonderful twos.
Toddlers are toddlering is the
I'm
word.
like,
Yeah.
Listen, you're just having a bad day. You're all having a bad day.
Yeah.
He's super emotional about everything. And you have to try and be the adult.
The calm one.
If you can't be the adult, just go lock yourself in the toilet and sit there for some time.
Yeah.
And do what you have to do.
Yeah.
But by the time you leave that place, you need to just try and almost be normal. So Lord Jesus, help me today.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. It's true. And I think I'm just thinking about like the whole pregnancy and all that. I think for me, like my first I think I was the same with Charlene. The first few months I had that anxiety of losing a kid. And I think you know why. Because we were around so many people in our lives that were having miscarriages.
Yeah.
And it was so
Scary.
But with time, I think now you get to enjoy and all that. Because my pregnancy with Kalel wasn't very, it was uneventful in a good way. Like I didn't have there was nothing really challenging about it. But now to the childbirth, that was the one that, friend, I cannot even begin. Lord, I feel like I don't even know. I think that between the three of us, I'm the one who's gone through what labor is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think like labor is periods on steroids. Like
Yeah.
periods on steroids. It's things like not having. And again, the thing about this is what my ideal plan. Like, because me and my husband had an ideal plan. I was gonna give birth naturally, but that's not what happened.
Yeah.
But the process of going through all that, because again, there's something that you have an idea and you keep on praying for it, but I don't know, man. Things just don't go the way you plan to go. I don't know.
And actually, guys, we have a separate video on this. No, it's not a video. It's going to be a special episode. So make sure.
Yeah.
Make sure you
You subscribe.
You subscribe,
and
so
follow
you
us
get that one.
for
You
a
don't
really
miss it.
special, yeah,
You do
special
not want to
episode,
miss
yeah,
it.
where we
Yeah.
talk about now, yeah, we'll talk about childbirth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, the whole picture of wanting to, this is the idea you have, and this is what happened, and I'm just
Right.
like, I can't.
I read Iname's Supernatural Childbirth
Where-
so many times.
where-
Mpaka alikuwa na audio book tu. I will not have I'm like,
mi nakwambia hadi
Habitu.
I used to listen to it nikiwa kwa matatu sijui
when I was
natembea.
sleeping, when I'd
I
wake
used to
up,
listen to that
actually,
audio
I think I
book.
worshipped that book more than I did God.
Wait, give us more context.
Now that
Give me
Yeah.
more context about this book. It's actually
This book, it's actually, although it's a very good book.
okay.
Yeah.
What's the name?
It's called Iname Supernatural Childbirth.
Is that one? That's not Iname. Iname was something about.
Iname
It was also a
about childbirth,
childbirth.
but natural birth in like a conscious. I don't know how to explain, but now there's that one. Then there's another.
There's
called
another supernatural childbirth, actually.
Now
yeah.
it's a lady who she talks about. I really like how she explains about childbirth and everything.
Okay.
And then now she has you can listen to it on audio. Then now towards the end of the chapters, she has scriptures that you listen to. Yeah. So my God, I used to listen to that book all the time.
So it just prepares you.
This one was
for
by
birth?
Jackie Mize.
Yes, Jackie Mize is a Spanish.
And this one, the difference is Iname, it's more just general.
Yeah.
This Jackie Mize one is biblical based.
Yeah.
Interesting. I know
Yeah.
I'm not pregnant, but I would love to.
Yeah, because like one of the things that she debunked was how I think what God revealed to them was that when he was saying that, and you shall, when God was cursing Adam and Eve and told them that they're going to, with great pain, she's going to
the scripture on
give birth.
Giving birth.
Great pain will you labor, whatever, in childbirth. Her revelation was it wasn't necessarily physical pain, but it was a pain of knowing that you're bringing your child to this broken world.
Yeah.
So you're bringing an innocent soul to experience all the messes that's going on.
Separation from the Lord.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
And the thing about childbirth also, and also pregnancy, is every journey is very specific to the purpose that God has for you. Very specific to that.
And your child.
Oh yeah.
If God has called you he said that you will have a ministry that will be of women who are like this and this and that. The experiences that you'll go through will have to be something that will relate to what those women have.
Yeah.
And and it's very true.
I'm glad you said that because as I was just in Aga Khan again with those same nurses who saw me 3 days ago. I was having I remember I was panicking. I was in the brink of having an anxiety attack. But I was just, I don't know. And I think, let me tell you, till today, I don't like hearing those nannies are horsey. Because I remember that put those things for monitoring. And I feel like those things even give you more anxiety than I don't know how they can do it. Maybe, I've seen those cute temperature stickers for kids that maybe they need that to get something like that for people like
For
me.
adults.
Because if just put stickers and figure out how you're going to monitor.
Smiley face.
Oh, you can silence the nini.
I don't even want to. I don't want those
can do
things
it. I'm like,
touching
No,
me.
like the nurses can silence it. You can ask the
Now
nurses
you're
to
telling
silence.
me now. Me, I
Sorry.
don't know.
Now I can tell you. You've not
For
watched.
context, Washer is in the medical field.
Yeah,
So
you
she
can
knows.
silence those things.
She's the friend who we text.
But
I have a headache. What do we do?
you can't. The reason why is they have to make that noise is because it alerts you. So if it's silent, you won't really know.
Okay,
That is
Yeah,
true.
sorry.
See?
Yeah.
Anyway, so, but actually, I think my prayer was answered because there's a time when they were monitoring me, I was having contractions and I didn't know. It's like, are you not feeling pain? No. But it's showing you're having contractions. I didn't know.
This is news to me.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm having contractions. So I was there trying to feel.
Yeah.
At least,
But looking back,
Looking-
like in our own journeys, even still, like motherhood is a continuous, it's not over.
Yeah.
How would you, but looking back when you're pregnancy, how would you glorify God?
Or how would you do
how would you have
different?
done it different? How would you have
I was going to ask that question.
I guess how would you have done it different?
I would have talked to myself like David.
Yeah.
I would have like be at rest, oh my
Yeah,
soul.
yeah.
Like if I had to say it 1,000,000
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
I would have probably said it, because maybe at the 1,000,000th time,
Yeah.
I would have relaxed. Because so many times I was told, don't just put your trust in the doctors. And I'm just, what's my doctor saying?
Yeah.
Is he saying I'm okay?
And you
Is the baby okay?
Yeah, and
Is my baby
it's
moving?
true,
It's like
yeah.
Is his heart
absolute
like if I could touch my womb and feel his heartbeat, I'd be fine. Because
Yeah.
I dealt with that anxiety all through the
Yes,
pregnancy.
me too.
I'm just like,
I feel seen and
I think it was Washo who told me there's an app. They could just put like here.
Shut up.
Okay,
Really?
there's an app.
There's
Do
an
I
app
still
you
have
can
it?
listen to. It's called Baby Beat. It starts with a B.
How accurate
Bella
is it?
Beat. Yeah, I think it's called Bella Beat.
How accurate is it though?
It was.
I don't. It was okay. But
It's called here.
What are the
B. It's just
ratings?
on B shell.
This is my
Yeah.
criticism.
It's called B shell.
B shell.
Let me show you how it looks.
you can listen to
Yeah.
your child's
Shell.
heartbeat.
And and then you can record, because it uses waves.
Man,
ideally,
I wish I knew about
I
it.
found out
Wewe
too
ndio
late.
ulikuwa America.
Actually, show. Ed used to just find me like this on my phone. He's like, babe, stop. Because I think when I'm panicking, I become so obsessive. So I'm just like,
yeah.
every 10 minutes, he's like, babe, just stop.
That happened to me when I didn't hear my kids
Kids
kick.
kicking.
When I
Yeah.
didn't not here. When I didn't feel the kicks, I was
Yeah.
like, soda, water, like
Anything.
Juice, or something. You need to
okay?
cold water.
baby A, baby B, are we okay? Are we alive? Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. I think I'd talk to myself more and just encourage myself in the Lord, even when I don't feel like it. Because that's the thing. There are times you don't feel like it, but you have to.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've learned. You have to talk yourself into the presence of God, because everything else is speaking louder than the person who can
You're
who's
supposed to be
actually
listening
who's
to,
blessed you with this gift. And there's nothing I could possibly do to, let's say, save my child. If
That's very accurate. Not even the doctors.
Not
All
even
they
the
tell you
doctors.
is what's happening.
his doctors were always shocked. He's like, this child, he's not going to make it. He made it.
And that was the thing that God did in my own journey as well. Like and to this date, my nurses and my doctors and everyone around me was so shocked, because I carried my twins until I was 31, I think 31 weeks. Or was it 36? 31 or 36. But the shocking thing, even for doctors, was they didn't go to a NICU. They weighed 1 kg. I think Eden was 1 kg and Zoe was 1.5 kg.
Yeah.
And it was literally a miracle.
Yeah.
And girls tend to have I don't know if it's true or it's something, but girls tend to fight more than boys.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's if you've been to, okay, me I've been to a NICU properly, like girls tend to fight more than boys. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. But I don't know. I feel like for me, I would have just trusted the Lord.
Yeah. I think also for me, I would have trusted God and also been, I think, more open to people around me about my feelings.
Me too.
Yeah. I think also that because there are moms who have, because there's one mom I know and I really, really look up to her. She was telling me, I think she had like 2 or 3 ultrasounds her whole pregnancy. And she kept on saying, I think she really, really trusted in God throughout her pregnancy. I was like, God, we can do better. Okay, not next time, but you can do better.
I think I overdid the ultrasound.
Yeah.
I did too.
I overdid them. I'm
I
just
did
like, I'm cramping ultrasound.
Yeah, you can do better.
We can do better.
The two of you.
That is very true. It just reminds me of Hebrews 11, because we've talked about faith. Where it says, by faith, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. For by it the people of old received their commendation. By faith we understand that the universe was created by the word of God, so that what is seen was not made out of things that are visible. And it's like, looking back, I really did wish I trusted the Lord with that faith.
Yeah.
The kind of faith that has an assurance of things, has hope, it's trusting. It's just trusting. And there's such a relief that comes with knowing you can depend on someone who's never gonna let you down. And by let you down, I don't mean like there's the assurance of, oh, your pregnancy is gonna get to full term, but the trusting of like, I know you have my back no matter what, and I can still trust that you're good no matter what. For me, looking back, I wish I prayed more, and I wish I was open and vulnerable.
Yeah. So, guys, based on everything we've talked about today, do you think if you're to get pregnant again, let's say,
Sorry.
let's say
Sorry.
next month,
Okay, I'm still raising twins. Anyway, sorry. I panicked a little.
if you are okay, according to your plan, you're
My
done,
quiver is full. So unajua hiyo scripture inasema
It's in
Psalms.
Jackie,
My quiver is
Jackie Hill Perry said that.
I'm not
Ako baby
Jackie
number
Hill
4.
Perry.
So let us just say, the Lord is like, no, not yet.
Yeah.
There's one more who's going to deliver the guys in Limuru from
My quivereth is full.
whatever, the
Fullest.
cold, or Ukambani from drought.
Oh, wow.
That's only
That's a
Jesus
very
can do.
Moses.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
That's
sorry.
Moses.
Keep
But
going.
if God is like, there's still one more that
Yeah.
I desire, do you think, based on your journey,
I would.
do you think you'd be able to apply what we've talked about today?
I think I would. I honestly would. Because I realized, especially the things I was worried about with my second pregnancy, I realized it's actually not as bad. Like, this whole narrative for raising 2 under 2, imagine it's not bad.
It's just a narrative.
It's just a narrative. Like, if you tell yourself that you just need to tell yourself you can't be super mom by day. I still struggled with being super mom, Aki. But the things that you actually, if you think about it, all the things that you've ever been anxious about in your pregnancy, did those things come to pass?
No.
Exactly. Yeah. If you think about all the things, not even just like with pregnancy,
Even parenting.
even motherhood, the
ongoing.
things that you've thought about, have they ever come to pass? Exactly. So I think,
I think for me, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous to say I want to. Like, my heart's desire is to trust the Lord more, like I kept saying, walk in faith. But I think that practically for me, I need accountability. Like, I need my friends to be like,
I like that.
Charlene, this is what I see you doing, but this is what I know you want because I know you.
Yeah.
How can I help you get to that point of submission to the Lord?
Yeah.
I think for me, it's leaning and depending a lot more on my tribe. People that I know would remind me of my scripture and who would remind me that, hey, you're falling back to your pattern of distrust.
I like that.
So
I really like that.
That would be mine.
Charlene is so deep. I love it.
As the only mother with one child that everyone points at. It's so...
Your quivereth is not full.
It's so painful. You're somewhere, everyone tells you, everyone here has 2 children except you. I'm like,
Okay. No, but I don't. Okay, I personally, have I said that to you?
Yes.
Say the truth.
I'm sorry. Okay, I apologize. I apologize. I'm sorry. I don't like. I know.
Your apology kuja na kitu. Anyway, I think for me it's, I feel like yes, I would have more faith, and I'd need help.
Yeah.
And also in terms of having the space to talk about my fears and not being afraid.
Yeah.
So that, and also not just with my people, but also with God. So other than talking to myself like David and my people, it would just be a place of, okay, God, even before now we get pregnant, it's something we even talked about with Ed. We need to actually pray about it together,
Yeah.
because we didn't prepare for, spiritually, we didn't prepare for our pregnancy. It just came as it came, and everything just whirlwinded us. So
Yep.
yeah, I think
And I
that's
think
me.
if there's any mom who's listening or watching and is going through and is pregnant now, and you've had all these things that we've talked about, don't be afraid to talk to us, or just DM us, any of us. If you need someone to walk with you through this pregnancy journey, just talk to us. Yeah,
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
You've seen that even us. For me, like, I wish I would have opened up, and we've all said the same thing. Like, I wish we'd have all opened up more. Yeah, and I think don't be afraid. And also, if you want to share your pregnancy journey, please share with us.
Yeah.
We love reading your comments.
And you never know who you'll bless in the comment
Yes,
section.
that's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a safe community. So just
We want to thank you for listening and watching our podcast. There's going to be a bonus episode, so look out for that. There's also going to be a special episode which you'll find out about later.
Later.
So like, comment, share, subscribe, and with that,
don't be stingy.
Bye.
Bye.
So with that, thank you guys for liking. Huh? Check it over, Kichoka. Okay. And with that, thank you guys for watching our podcast and listening to our podcast, whichever you did, or both. We hope and pray that you're blessed by this episode. So, and with that,
So much grace. So much grace. So much grace. So much grace.